Hey guys, what's up? My name is Jithan, and today I'm going to start a new series called How to Balance SMITE. So this is going to be a whole series on how to balance SMITE pretty much, but we're going to go into adding new mechanics and new kind of ideas to make the game unique and make it more, each role has their own thing, where an ADC won't go jump into a support role, stuff like that. And my first episode is going to be body blocking damage that goes through the enemy. So for example, raw ult, it can hit everyone. So in this example, I'm going to use a giant red thing here to show you what a raw ultimate looks like. A raw ultimate will just pew searing pain and hits all of them with that giant damage. But what if we could change that? What if we could go hit Swimir? Now we're going to take reduced damage to Apollo because Mimir took the first damage. And I'm not saying that that should be the case. Well, we're going to look into the actual mechanic on how it should work. So let's say raw ult does 400 damage. So Mimir takes the 400 damage, but he has a defense of 200. So 400 minus 200 equals 200. And based on the stat of the reduced damage, Apollo is going to take 50% of the reduced damage that Mimir took. So Mimir took 200 damage, and that's going to be reduced by 50%. So that's going to be 100 damage that Apollo will actually take from Raw. Now, let's not focus on the numbers because I just made up numbers for this video. But let's think about this. How much more will supports actually be with this? And this is going to be only a branching item. So let's go into the items section now for this. So as we see in Season 3, we see crack control reduction items in Season 3 for supports. For mostly defense items. But they're not unique to supports. So to add something unique to supports, kind of like Demonic Grip, where it's unique to just mages, physicals can't get it, well, it doesn't really help them, but that attack speed is still useful, and they can get it, but they can't get it because it's blocked for them. So this is going to be a whole new kind of substat, or a whole new tree for support. So we know the main stat, physical or magical defense, and below that we have other stats like HP and etc. How about we add a new one where damage reduced, and that is a percentage version. And I'm not saying it should go all the way up to 50%, maybe 30 to 40%, and that's going to be good because on average you're going to have one support per match. So let's go into the details now. Alright, so we have Raw Ultimate doing 400 damage. Mimir has a defense of 200 magical protection, so Raw Ultimate did 200 damage to Mimir, and that is going to be reduced in half. What are the pros and cons of this? Well, the pro is supports are able to do more of their job to protect their allies, to protect their carries, to protect their damage doers, rather than getting, 1 or 3 shotted by an ultimate or any abilities that go through an ally and just hits them really hard, and it's hard for them to regain their health because now, well, ADCs can lifesteal. And I'm not saying ADCs are weak, that's a whole new video that'll be added later on. But supports can do more of their job now, and this is kind of what I want to see implemented into SMITE, because now supports have more reason to build certain items. Now, what if we add a Xingtian into this? What if we added a Xingtian so we have 2 Guardians? How will that affect the game? Well, whoever took the damage first takes that reduced damage. So I'm going to just erase this damage here shown, and now Xingtian took that damage. Now that he has another 50% reduced damage. Let's say that for an instance, because 50% is really an easy number to use. So now, Mimir took 200. Now, Shinken will take 100, and say he has 50 defense. So he took 50 damage. Now, he is going to be, and that damage, at 50 damage, it's going to be reduced by 50%, and that's going to hit Apollo here for 25 damage. And we can see the numbers are not the best because we're seeing from a 400 to 25. You know, there's a huge gap there. But this makes it more so that the supports are relevant in the game. Even a bit more. Instead of having a warrior support, you know, make something unique for each roles. A certain tree that can only those roles can get because of how useful it is. And guys, this is not for AoE. That's the next episode that I'll be coming out with on how does this idea work into AoE damage. But for right now, guys, this is for any abilities that go through, such as Raw, Ult, his one on her, you know, because you can body block basic attacks coming from anyone, but you cannot body block abilities that go through, and both players, all the players, are going to take the same amount of damage. And this is an efficient way of reducing that, to make that, oh, look, my Ares, oh look, an Ares pulled us, oh no, Ramir happened to be in front, now Ramir got pulled and Apollo got pulled, and Ramir is going to take most of that damage, and does do reduced damage to Apollo that comes from a raw searing pain from nowhere. So guys, this is kind of what I was talking about. This is kind of how the damage reduction line should go, as from any abilities that go through. And this is kind of a new mechanic that I want to see into Smite. So let's say we need to add more kind of things to obsolete items. So kind of how we have crowd control reduction that only goes up to 40%. How about we add something defense damage go through thing, like, I don't even know what to name it. Any damage going through will be reduced. Damage reduction side of line or something, I don't know. I'm okay with a cap of 45. No, well, 35. Let's go with 35 here. Because now you can have, don't forget, you can have multiple Guardians. And this series is not going to make that much of a sense because, oh, well, Guardians can do a lot of damage. Well, I'll be talking about all of that in other episodes, and you have to kind of tune into all these episodes so it makes sense what goes in my mind on how to balance Smite. So till guys then, you guys can ask me questions, email me, whatever it is, or even leave suggestions on how you want to see Smite balanced, because this is how I want to see Smite balanced. Supports being able to do that support role of body blocking that damage, because they are the only good ones that are able to body block damage. So guys, see you guys next time, and this is my first video on how to body block going abilities that go through players. And like I said, next episode will be AoE, and see you guys then.